I'm Danielle, your host. This is day 6 of the Dallas International Film Festival, and we are getting ready for such a great carpet tonight. We've got a lot of groups like the Shoot the Moon Right Between the Eyes. We've got the Alice Cooper Band. We've got the Dallas Cooper Band. I mean, we've got so many. We've got everybody from Jump Shot. So many great movies, great documentaries, as well as amazing bands that are going to be joining us here in the lounge tonight. But in the meantime, before everybody gets started, we're actually going to throw you over to the red carpet so you can see the action getting started over there. We will be back shortly, so stay tuned in with us because everybody you see on that red carpet is going to be right here in our lounge. We'll talk to you soon. This is a
started
big
in
group
Austin.
to keep together.
It all started because of that guy right there.
Yeah, I do this a lot. I'm in a bunch of tribute bands, and I
Okay.
really like Alice Cooper. I liked Alice Cooper all my life, and I wanted to do something just really obscenely over the top as far as like I've never built a guillotine before. I've never, you know, all these things that you have to
See
do
a lot of
fun.
chopped heads out there, though.
Yeah, we couldn't actually do this. The stage is too small. We couldn't bring the guillotine. He gets to keep his head tonight.
Couldn't bring the guillotine. What's with that? Like, we were expecting the guillotine.
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
Not enough stage.
not on stage,
we could have done it in here.
unfortunately.
Play the set and then come in here and chop his head off.
Right?
I'm sure they'll find a way to do me
We
in
can go
tonight.
live. So you started because of a love of Alice Cooper.
Yeah, I liked Alice Cooper, and the other bands
Yeah?
weren't enough work. So this is, you know, this is way more work than all the
I
others.
bet you guys are really popular as far as like getting gigs, booking. You look just like him, by the way.
Why, thank you.
We are, and we don't want to, like, you know, overplay. 'Cause
Uh-huh.
That's a problem with a lot of tribute bands. So we're very picky and very selective on our gigs that we play. So try to focus on the Halloween season, of course. You know.
Yeah, yeah. And you guys are gonna be playing tonight, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So-
We're gonna pull some goodies out.
Ooh, I can't wait. And that concert's free, so if you guys want to come check it out, all you have to do is come to West Village. We've got plenty of places where you can grab a drink. We've got a lot of tasty drink sponsors here too, so you can kick back and watch
Yay,
the
drinks.
band. I have to know.
Burrito.
I know, right? If anybody wants a drink, we've got a bunch of beers in that bucket.
crazy
We've
one.
got, I
Hey,
mean,
look at that.
yeah,
do you want
seriously
about
though,
that?
if anybody wants a drink, we got a whole bunch of drinks
What do
over
we
here.
got here?
El Chingon.
What is it?
While the camera's not looking.
Yeah.
Like a lager in
So
there?
I have to know, is it intimidating at all being a cover band or also
yeah,
like
there
the
we
Alice
go.
Cooper band with your band?
Not really.
Or is it just freeing and fun?
We actually know a couple of people that are in Alice Cooper's band, and they think
Yeah.
it's
Right. Yeah. We've gotten like video chats. What do you call that? Like
Endorsements.
yeah, video
Yeah.
endorsements from members of the band who
Wow.
who think we're pretty cool, which is nice.
Yeah. That's always nice, right?
We're waiting to hear from Alice.
Not
So,
Alice. No, he's not around.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen
Alice's
after
daughter.
tonight, right?
Alice's daughter.
Yeah, she did
Oh
good.
wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. So what's your favorite? I mean, I have to ask, like, what are your favorite songs to play?
I think he and I have the same one. It's Halo of Flies.
Yeah.
Okay, why is that?
There's a lot to do for both of us. Yeah.
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 There's a
Okay.
lot for us to do.
That's my
Yeah.
least favorite song.
Really? I saw you in a
Because there's a
bass
lot to do.
earlier.
There's less
Yes.
for me to do.
Okay, I saw you in a bass earlier.
Yep.
Guitars, drums, guitar,
Guitar.
Nurse Rosetta. Awesome.
She pretty much plays him.
And then
Alice.
vocalist. Yeah.
Dallas in this case.
The Dallas Cooper Band. I love it. So, I mean, we're playing Alice Cooper live from the AstroTurf tonight. One, how many concerts have you been to for
Oh.
that band?
I can
Oh,
count them on
just
two
Alice?
hands.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, the last show I was
Because
at
we've
was
let
my
you
10.
keep all your fingers for now.
That's and that's as high as I can count, anyways.
So, have you guys seen this documentary, or are you going to see it
I haven't.
while you're
Well,
here?
I'll see
You're
it
going to see
tonight.
it.
We will
I've
see
been
it.
watching all of the trailers. It looks amazing. So we're really excited to see it.
Did
Yeah.
you guys go to the event where it took place here at the record shop in Dallas, right?
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
I did not. I didn't
You
even
guys
know about
weren't
it until
there?
after it happened.
Yeah,
Regretted
I was
not
ashamed to say I
going.
didn't know about it until after it happened, and then I was ashamed.
I did know about that, and I had a rehearsal for something else. So
I would have canceled. I'd been like,
Yeah.
yeah.
can't show up.
Well,
sick, I've
we
got the
didn't
flu.
know that was going to happen. Actually, that was a well-kept secret for the most
Yeah.
part. What we did know is that, the other guys were there, and
Yeah,
Alice might have been in town.
might have been. Wink, wink.
Some of us
nudge,
weren't smart enough to put two and two together.
You know, Alice Cooper's music it's captured people for years. And there are diehard fans all over the globe that really resonate with his music, right?
And
Oh,
young
yeah.
fans.
And young fans, just generationally, there aren't very many gaps there. You've got people of all ages, all backgrounds who really just love this music. What is it about his music and the music that you guys recreate on stage that just has audiences so encapsulated?
Well, the songs are great for a start. I mean, just the music in and of itself is excellent. The songs are phenomenal.
Yeah, it's amazing how it's still relevant and up to date. It's not, you don't think, oh, this song was like in the 60s. It doesn't compute to me.
It just transcends, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. I mean, I, for one, can't wait to hear you play out there. Well, do you have any surprises in store for us? I mean, I've seen the baby doll heads. I've seen, like, the disfigured, you know, really awesome dolls in the front, the baby carriage, and what is this trash can thing? What is this? What does that do?
Yeah.
Well, we have to get him home after the show.
Right.
Yeah. That's where he lives.
That's where you live.
That's home.
You have to have some place to put all the pieces when the act is over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
For the amount of money that we've dropped into this band, that's home now.
So this cost you guys a lot to do this, right? This is all self-funded.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we do have.
I'm in the hole. I don't know about you.
We have most of the props that Alice carries in his tour right now. We've got an 11-foot guillotine and a giant box full of horrible things and all that stuff. But the stage is not
This
big enough.
stage isn't big enough.
What's your favorite kind of gig to play?
The big stage.
Biggest stage.
Big one with lots of people.
The big one. Let me rephrase it. What's the biggest show you've ever played?
The
Gas Monkey Live?
show was
Yeah.
a big show.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
2,000 people.
I bet that was a fun audience.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right up y'all's alley there.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I
So-
noticed none of them held back when they were about to cut my head off. Nobody said, no, don't do it.
I bet they're go for it.
Chop it off.
Do it.
Sanctuary! Free him!
Bloodthirsty goes fast.
Yeah, very bloodthirsty.
So what time are you guys going to be playing tonight?
7:15.
Around 7:15.
7:15?
Ish.
So everybody get here. Get here early so you can get a good spot.
Now's
This
the time.
area tends to pack at night.
So hopefully we can hold off for a little bit, but that's what we've been told.
7:15. You've been so quiet this whole time.
Yeah, say something.
He's like, I'm shy. He's got like blood all over him. I'm so shy. Yeah, it looks like it.
It's really good
So-
beer, by the way.
Well, we've got plenty. We've got an entire tub if anybody wants some more.
Thank you for having us on.
Thank you for being here. Seriously, it was so nice to meet
That's
you
quite
guys.
nice.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I just got like a bug in my throat when I said that.
Come down
So
and
nice
see
to
us,
meet you
Dallas.
guys. Yeah,
Great to meet
everybody,
you.
7 p.m., 7:15, right
on.
here, the Dallas Cooper Band. Come watch them.
We're watching Greg overflow a beer over Greg is the guy that picks up everything that we forget.
Like the beer.
Just like the beer. Yeah.
Like the beer.
Should we
Well,
exit
thank
your
you guys.
space?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't want to keep you guys. Yes. Thank you for coming over. I love that you carry a mic with you, like in your side pocket. Oh yeah. You're ready for anything. I love that. Danielle, so nice to meet you. Motown. I'm digging the beard.
Oh, well, thank you very
I'm
much.
digging the green beard. I heard that your bass strings match.
They do.
I gotta
and
see
my
it.
tattoos.
The tattoos, the beard, and the bass strings. I've got to see it to believe it. All right.
I play for another band. It's called Little Green Men. So I got a
What is it
little-
called?
Little Green Men.
Little Green Men.
Original progressive.
That makes
party
sense.
metal.
Okay, cool. That so makes sense. I can't wait to see you guys play tonight.
Heck yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Good meeting you too. Guys, that was the Dallas Cooper Band, and I'm so sorry, I'm still choking. I had like a bug or something in my throat. They're playing tonight, 7:15, here on the stage. I don't know if you can see this very well, but it's right behind me, right through here. They've got a bunch of like severed heads back there. Better. They've got a bunch of severed heads back here. And they've got like this baby carriage, this creepy, almost looking baby carriage, and of course a bunch of basses, guitars. They've got a clown mask, some swords. They have an 11-foot guillotine, but they couldn't bring it because our stage is a little bit too small. Oh my goodness, they have a guillotine. But it looks like a really interesting set. So come by tonight. Again, that time is 7:15. It's totally free. All you have to do is come to West Village. We're going to be celebrating with music right out here in this plaza in the middle, right between Mi Cocina and the Film Lounge right here. A lot of really great films going on tonight, a lot of really fun things happening. I'm going to talk to you for a second about some of the films that we have. So tonight, we've got Negro's Hero playing again, Shoot the Moon Right Between the Eyes, which we're going to talk to some of the filmmakers later as they get down the carpet. We've got Jump Shot, which is a documentary about the origin of the jump shot, and I guarantee you, you won't have a clue as to where it came from. It is, when I first saw this story, I couldn't believe it. I thought that the jump shot would have come from this big-time NBA player or somebody that I knew about, but the gentleman who actually invented the jump shot, he left the NBA very early. I think he moved to Alaska somewhere and kind of was very secluded, but now he's coming back out with this documentary, and it's just fascinating because this man basically changed the game of basketball with the jump shot, and he changed its industry, but nobody really knows that he's the guy that came up with the jump shot, right? So that's going on tonight. We're actually going to have the team behind Jump Shot. We're going to have them here in the lounge too as well, as they make their way down the carpet. A few more things that we have tonight. Of course, we have Alice Cooper live from the AstroTurf. That story is about an Alice Cooper mega fan who had a night basically at his record store where Alice Cooper and his band actually came out from retirement and played a show with some of the biggest fans that they have here at that record shop. And it's just a really cool music doc. We've got narrative shorts, we've got Dead Detectives, which looks really funny and really interesting. Boulevard's Heart is playing tonight again. The Last Color, American Factory, and then I think that's it for this evening. But Diamantino. We also have that playing tonight, and it's kind of a almost avant-garde film, but very interesting, very different. But it looks really funny. I haven't seen it yet, but it's actually one of those films that I did want to see. Looks hilarious. So that's on my list for DIF this year. So all of that is coming up and then some. In the meantime, I'm going to shoot you guys back over the red carpet so you can kind of see what's going on down there until we have our next round of filmmakers coming through. The carpet is just getting started. Oh, nope. My production is telling me no, we're going to stay right here. We're not going to go to the carpet. So I wonder if you guys can see, do we have a camera where they can see the room? Yeah, you can see the room, right? Yeah. So I'm actually going to shoot you guys. So the Filmmakers Lounge is where we're at right now. And it's this really cool vibe where the filmmakers come. We've got our sponsors who provided lots of drinks, lots of food, just a really fun space. So I'm actually going to shoot you to a camera that's overseeing the Filmmakers Lounge, just so you can get kind of a behind-the-scenes look at what we do here and some of the fun that takes place just while we're hanging out in the lounge, getting ready for some awesome films. So sending you that way. I will be back shortly with some more interviews. talked about guillotines, severed heads.
Can we drink these? Or are they
Absolutely.
Just
Nope, you can drink them.
Are we supposed to have beer? Yay.
Oh, awesome. Hey guys, we're back, we're live. You can have that, you can totally, or you can get a beer. We've got lots of great drinks here from our sponsors. The ones over here are cold if you want to grab a cold one. This is Daniel. We've seen him on here before. He is one of our programmers, senior programmers.
I was here, in the senior program of the Dallas International Film Festival. If you've been in a screening, you've probably seen me.
Seen you, heard from you.
Yeah.
All of the above.
James and I are like kind of 50. It's 50-50 chances either me or James in the screening.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure that we thank all the people we're supposed to thank and all that stuff.
What he means is he's really tired because it's a lot.
But it's actually like a really fun experience to actually get to go up in front of people and after 6 months of work to be able to present these films that we've fallen in love with.
Yeah.
And with an audience that we know is going to fall in love with the films.
So how's the festival been going so far? We're on day 6. It feels like it's day 2.
I'm still having a great time.
Yeah.
I've been having a great time since it started. I mean, I think opening night was so fantastic. We had the new Joe Berlinger film, and then we had
that's the film
opening
about
night shorts.
Yeah, that's the film about Ted Bundy, starring Zac Efron and who else is in it? Oh, Lily Collins. She's in it as well.
I am not the actor guy. I'm the short filmmaker guy. But, well, I don't know. I think you guys had Mateus Parisi.
We did. We have Mateus here from Brazil.
Yes.
He talked to us about his short, and we kind of talked about the power of film and politics and being able to share stories and messages that transcends continents, all sorts of things.
And it's like, we talk to filmmakers throughout the whole festival, us programmers, and we're talking not just with, the audiences during the Q&As, but after the screenings or during the screenings even, we'll go outside and chat. And one of the great conversations we had with Mateus was about, just what it takes to put on an event like this.
Yeah.
And do the hard work that it takes to bring a film the kind of dignity that a theatrical experience gives it.
Absolutely.
And yes, this is a minor plug to our sponsors, but I am so grateful to have the support of organizations like Capital One and Mercury One.
Absolutely.
Who give us the opportunity, and great beer sponsors as well, who just give us the opportunities that...
And wine.
Oh yes, and the amazing wine.
This is what I'm drinking.
What is which vintage?
I'm actually drinking their red, but this one is their, I'm going to butcher this when I say it, their Luce Albarino.
I think you got close. I don't speak Italian.
I know, right? I feel like I'm going to butcher it, and I don't want to do that. Oh.
I know some Italian sign language, which is basically if you ask me a question and I don't know, you just go. So.
Oh yeah, we're live. We're live right now. Yeah, we're in the Filmmakers Lounge, so we have a ton of people walking through behind here as we're talking. Yeah, so it's really cool to see bigger organizations, especially like Capital One and Mercury One, these people who really believe in the arts and believe in the power of the arts. That's something that's kind of extraordinary.
And as a programmer, as someone who, makes a living selecting films that represent our organization to our audience.
Yeah.
It's great to know that we have these kind of backers that give us the freedom to just, follow our instincts and follow our gut, and not necessarily, we don't get instructions from sponsors of what to play. We never get that. It's the kind of support that is just no, you know what you do, you just do it. You know? And we love that. We really do. We really appreciate it.
It's kind of been amazing, right?
I pinch myself all the time, just do I really just get to do this?
Yeah.
And I was presenting the film The Disappearance of My Mother today, which is an Italian documentary that's half in Italian, half in English.
Beautiful film.
And it's a beautiful film. It's a sad film. It's not the kind of film that
would play commercially.
That would play commercially, but at a festival, it shines at its brightest. And we had a sold-out screening this afternoon, and a very good turnout yesterday afternoon. And this is just the weekdays during the festival.
Right.
That's the kind of response that robust programming can get.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on KERA right now, just talking. And you can be a part of it too. All you have to do is call our box office and buy a ticket.
So what have been some of the most popular titles we've seen so far in Films Play?
I would say our world premieres kind of took the cake when it came to our like popularity factor. This World Won't Break, you know, the turnout for this film, it's a defiant film that was made exactly the way the filmmaker wanted to make it. It's his first film, and it's like it sets such a tone for him, for Josh as an artist, to keep making more films. To say, this is my first film, I'm gonna make it the way I want to make it. My son's gonna edit it, and it's just gonna be a labor of love. Because, you know, a lot of times first films, especially in narrative, when they're independent films that are lower budget,
They're scrappy, right?
Well, his film is anything but scrappy. It's a
but
gorgeous film.
in a sense of like you don't have these big Hollywood productions around it. Like it's a labor of love, right?
No, and you pull it together by your own like devotion to your own work or your own like vision. And in his case, it's just great to get to see him interact with that audience and to find that audience. And 2-pack screenings, I mean, can you get a better? We actually added a 3rd screening of the film because of the demand.
Wow.
So if you are interested and you haven't seen This World Won't Break, it's sold out 2 screenings at the Dallas International Film Festival. It will be playing closing night of the festival at, I think, 10:30. It's a late time to see the film, but it's totally worth it. It's a beautiful film.
Great time to see the film.
Well, I mean, some people are like, oh, it's closing night, I want to go to the party. Well, the party's just going to be right down in the lounge, I think, yes?
Yes.
You know? So it's going to be right down in the lounge, so right after this film, you can come back down to the lounge and enjoy the final hurrah of festivities, and, you know, it's going to be a huge crowd.
We'll be here.
Well. Yeah.
We'll be here all evening.
Yeah, so if you don't want to come out, you want to stay at home on Facebook, don't do that. Just come out.
No, we won't be live because we'll be enjoying the party.
Oh, that's what I mean. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I just, you know.
Yeah. You actually have to be in person for this one. You can't just watch this one live.
Yes.
You gotta actually come down here. Right?
Also, this is a pretty exciting point in the festival. We're at the point where audience ballots are starting to come in, and
for audience awards.
When we start to get to this point, you know, there's a lot of like secrecy over the audience awards, but I will say that there are definitely some very popular films that are amongst the doing very well in the audience ballots. So I would say that we're going to have some really exciting news to announce on Thursday. So stay in tune for closing night. Maybe we'll do it maybe we'll announce here.
We could go live.
Yeah. So
maybe we'll do it that way.
Which we'll announce it at some point on Thursday. I know we're brainstorming live on the air.
That would be awesome. Let's do that.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go with that.
Okay. And
decision made.
We'll talk to James tomorrow and be like, guys.
By the way, James, you have to go live on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh,
this has been dictated.
Has he come on the show? Yes.
No? Briefly, maybe.
Well, we have to get him back on. Maybe that's how we'll get him back on for an extended conversation.
So we've already had some awards, though, right? Can we talk about what those awards are?
Well, I'll talk a little bit about the films that haven't screened yet, that won awards, and that you still have time to see. So one of them is the short film Rapaz, which won the Narrative Shorts Grand Jury Prize for a Narrative Short. And it is actually playing tonight in Narrative Shorts 3.
Okay, and that is at...
That is here at the Magnolia.
Is it at 9:30 or 11?
At 9:30. So it'll be screened tonight. Another thing that's kind of exciting on Sunday morning, this is not awards, but on Sunday morning, the world premiere of El Corazón de Bolivar.
Bolivar's Heart. We talked about that earlier.
I did my best. Yep. I apologize for my language issues.
Just like me trying to pronounce what's on the wine bottle.
What's very exciting about Bolivar's Heart is we added a second screening of Bolivar's Heart tonight at 10:30 at the Studio Movie Grill. So if you're one of the people that were trying to get tickets to that film and couldn't get them for Sunday screening, it is screening again tonight at 10:30.
You know, that's a great problem to have.
It's not a bad thing.
Too many people want to see the film, so we've got to add another showtime, right?
Yeah.
And what's cool about this festival is, like, you know, you go to there are other festivals where you can't get that. Like, if it's sold out, it's sold out.
Yeah.
But, you know, the Dallas Film Festival has been so amazing this year about really kind of listening to audiences and listening to what they want and what they really want to see, because we really are here to get people connected to the films that they can't go see just in a regular theater, right? You know, filmmakers and film goers connected.
Well, that's what film festivals are all about to me. It's all about making connections with yourself and the films, making connections within the program from film to film. Oh, I saw that film was about this subject, and this film made that subject a little bit more interesting because I saw that film.
Yep.
And then also the experience that our audiences have and that they bring to the theater when they're watching the film. How are they responding to it? And I would definitely say, you know, that's my favorite part of talking to audiences throughout the festival, is just like, what have they noticed about things, you know? So.
You know, I love film festivals because I'm like a cinephile. I love movies. I can literally see like 10 in a day and be totally fine. But there's something different about going to a festival because it's like walking to a room full of people who love the exact same thing that you do.
Yes. It's
there's
exhilarating.
nothing like it, right?
I mean, it's exhilarating to like walk into a sold-out screening, and the filmmaker is there. There's such a buzz in the room that you really can't describe it. It's just an excitement that you can't really capture unless you're at a film festival. It's a vibe that's totally unlike anything else you've experienced in a theater.
Yeah. So we've got some more people who are going to come join us, and you're just the person to be here while they do.
Oh my gosh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Shoot the moon. Come on in, guys. So we've got another group of filmmakers coming in. Hi, guys. I'm Danielle.
Hey, Danielle.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Graham.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm David.
So nice to meet you, David. Come on, have a seat. We've got drinks in here. If you guys want a beer.
I'll get all
Very cozy.
Hey, Devin, you can sit here. I was just grabbing.
No, it looks like.
Oh yeah, we have plenty of seats here.
Here, I will sit on the far end because I
Or you
think
can sit over here.
I saw a commercial for this last night, so I wanted to.
Oh yeah. Please try it. It's one of our sponsors. Daniel, I'm gonna slide that over so you can get it. And I think you guys already know Daniel.
Yes. We haven't met before.
Probably,
I
maybe.
just got a bunch of beer
You
on my
haven't met before?
Yeah, we haven't met. It's so great to meet you.
I'm
I'm
clean.
actually gonna get this out of the way.
Good to meet you, David. And I know I've known Frank.
We're old
friends for as long as I've known about film.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Frank's the best. Yeah.
So
If you
guys,
don't know Frank, you don't know
we are
film.
live. We are live right now with our audiences on our webpage as well as our social pages.
Great.
And we're here to talk about your movie.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, Graham, you're up.
Who wants to start?
Are we here for a movie?
I think so.
Oh.
It's a musical.
Well, you know, I can tell you something about your movie. The kind of conversations we had when the film was in the process of being selected. So when we're programming films, we're always looking for exciting films and new voices that are coming through the state of Texas. And this film was shot here in Texas. And my programming coordinator, Tony, told me after he watched it, he's like, this is the Texas that I always dreamed that I would experience when I moved here.
Oh man, that's great. It makes me happy.
That's amazing.
And he's from Iowa, and like he was so excited to move to Texas, and that was his dream. So, and he'll be doing your Q&A tomorrow.
Awesome. Excited to meet him. Yeah. Very cool.
You know, the funny thing about that is, though, I certainly recognize the Texas mystique and the geographical distinctiveness of the area. But I must say, for me, it's being a native Texan, I didn't notice that at all.
Really? It's just like
It's just a movie.
That's just life.
It's just there.
It's day to day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I like took me like totally by surprise about the film, and you know, we'll talk about this maybe again in the Q&A later. But I'm a huge Eagle Pennell fan.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
The whole shooting match was like this film I saw the first time I ever went to South by Southwest, and I was just like, who is this guy? I had no clue that this kind of rich history existed in Texas filmmaking, and I feel like you guys are in a way torchbearers, like when it comes to that kind of tone and that also dry wit. That is just wonderful. And also you have Sonny Carl Davis.
Right. Well, that was the whole thing we were trying to do. And when I gave Sonny the script, he was like, it was like putting on an old pair of boots again, you know? So it was really fun. We were definitely very conscious of that. Eagle is a huge influence on me, and I'm from. He grew up in College Station, Texas, which is where I grew up. So we went to the same high school. So I've always felt like a a kinship with him. Yeah.
So for the people who have not seen the movie yet, who are watching, can you give us like a little summary of what the film's about? You know, and the inspiration that you pulled from to make this film?
So it's a story about two con men who are going across Texas.
Texas already.
Yeah, exactly. And essentially what they're doing is getting maids or housekeepers to steal from the houses that they're cleaning and give them the money, convincing them that they're going to run off with them. And so at a certain point, David meets someone who kind of changes his whole view on it and kind of falls in love and sort of puts a halt in the whole thing. And Frank is a private investigator whose ex-wife was scorned by these men and is kind of trying to track him down all the time. Yeah.
So how did you come up with the title?
So that's a John Prine lyric, and I had the title before we started writing or anything. I just thought that was a great title. I don't know. And there's already a movie called Shoot the Moon, so it had to be a little longer.
Well, yeah, it's like, why not go all the way with it? And one of the things that we really loved as well is just the kind of surprise that it is a musical. You kind of get a bit of the ways into the movie before you start thinking the fact that this is going to be a lot more delightful than maybe you originally thought it might be.
Yeah.
So, when did you guys realize that, you know, I don't know, was it, obviously before you shot it, but when in the writing process did this come about that it would be a musical?
Yeah, well, I was saying out there a little bit, at a certain point, there was no musical element to it, and I was getting a little bit bored with the writing. Like, I was kind of like not that interested in working on it. And almost as a joke, after I've been talking to Frank, I wrote a character for him where he was just in a bar and he starts singing. And it was like the most fun that I'd had writing it, so I was like, why don't we just make the whole thing a musical? And we pulled all the songs were written by John Prine, and he and I just feel like are like kindred spirit. What's so funny?
Thinking about a conversation we had when the movie was new, when it was just getting started.
What was it?
Well, I don't know whether you recall, but I think maybe I had just read the script, or maybe we had just started filming, and I was a little puzzled because of this combination of a Western landscape and a musical.
Right.
And I remember telling Graham rather gently, you know, they're not actually making a lot of Western musicals nowadays.
Graham's like, that's exactly why I'm doing it. He has the monopoly on it. Nobody else is doing it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And I kind of looked at him for a minute and I said, you know, if you've got a vision, then go for it. If it's in your, your head and it's magic in your head, then
Wow.
Let's do that. So, but it kind of spooked me. You know, initially I was like, really? I mean, this is gonna be a musical, huh? So it worked. It was unique.
Yeah.
So talking about that, adding that musical element to a film, that's a difficult thing to do, right? That adds a completely different layer to filmmaking in and of itself, and the choreography and just getting it done.
Right.
So how do you approach that as a filmmaker, and what were the challenges that you faced whenever you started to add that musical element in?
Sure. Well, for better or for worse, I feel like we kind of just winged it a little bit, because we were like, we were,
just go for it. That's the answer.
Like, you'll just be lip syncing to the songs. It can't be that hard. And it was pretty hard actually. I feel like, especially like Sonny. I don't know if he knew exactly how we were doing it once we got there. It was just a little. It was definitely very strange. I feel like the scenes with David and Morgana were the most natural, because all the songs are sort of like extensions of the emotions from the scene. But then something like with Frank's number, we did have to coordinate with a lot of extras, and we had to like get the bar set up so
it's more interactive with other people.
Yeah, and we could film from any angle and have people in every corner. And there's stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of unconventional like narrative aspects to the film. But you know, one of the things that I loved about the film so much was the chemistry that you had with Morgana. I mean, you guys want to talk a little bit about like, did you guys have a chance to rehearse, or did that just come naturally on set all the time? Talk a bit about that relationship.
Well, I don't think we had too much chance to rehearse. I think probably the climactic scene where she gives me a choice between material happiness and emotional happiness. I think we worked on that a bit, but really the schedule was so tight that we didn't have a lot of time to rehearse. But you know, she's just very talented and she brings a lot of emotion to the scenes, and that's very easy to work with. I mean, it tends to pull it out of you, and I think the script also, you know, pulls you in that direction.
Yeah.
I wish she was here.
I know, yes.
We'd look a lot better.
But essentially there's this part in the script though where what he's talking about, that scene where I just said like, this is where these two need to fall in love. We don't know how that's going to happen, but so we just sat and
make it
talked.
happen?
Yeah, and so I essentially just put the camera on them for like 30 minutes and just let them sort of talk for a while, and we pulled different stuff from that, different voiceover and things throughout the film.
Is this going to be playing again in the festival?
So it's playing tonight and then tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow late night?
Tomorrow late night, I think at 9:30.
It's like a 9:30 screen, so it's not
So-
that late.
Yeah.
Totally normal movie.
Yeah,
If you're watching and you want to see
Especially
it,
normal
you can
festival
see it
Exactly.
tonight at DIF, and you can also see it tomorrow.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for joining us over here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you for being
I
here.
got to try this local.
What do you think? What do you
It's
think?
delicious. It's so good.
It's Four Corners
Delicious.
Brewery. They're based here in Dallas. They really just
Like,
make
you
the
can't get any
best.
better.
No, this is really good.
And they've got 4 different flavors, and it's a reasonable price, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you're
That's
plugging,
right.
but I'm being serious. This is good.
This is setup.
Well, we don't want to keep you any longer.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for
guys.
having
It
us.
was so
Yeah.
nice meeting
So
all
nice
of
to
you.
meet you. Yeah.
So nice meeting you.
It's great meeting you.
So nice meeting you. Thank you guys.
Oh wait, we forgot.
What did we forget? Oh, they won an award. They won an award, guys. What award did they win?
Special jury prize for emerging
jury.
voices.
Okay, Emerging Voices Special Jury. Are you leaving me as well?
Yeah. You
Okay.
have someone else coming?
He's out. Yes. We've got another
I'll see you
group.
later.
See you later.
Alright, we have live from the AstroTurf.
Oh yes, come on. So guys, we've got live from the AstroTurf. We were just talking about you guys earlier.
Chris, very
Hi,
nice to
I'm
meet you.
Danielle.
Nice
So
to meet
nice
you,
to
Dave.
meet you.
Hello, Stephen Gaddis.
Danielle, so nice to meet you. Come on in.
Should they sit on this side?
Oh yeah, you can file in anywhere. We've got drinks if anybody's thirsty.
Is there water in there?
Oh, we've got some waters up here if you want a water.
Crazy!
Yeah.
Oh, crazy
Come
water.
on over, guys. You can sit over here with me if you want to too.
Oh, I don't want to take your
Yeah, get cozy.
No, come on over. We're cozy over here. So we had the Dallas Cooper Band earlier.
Hey, they're scaring me.
I know, and they were talking about how they were so sad that they didn't know that the event was taking place, that this documentary surrounds, or this film surrounds, because they were like, we would have been there in a heartbeat.
Well, we put the word out. It was all about Dennis's book, Snakes, Guillotines, and Electric Chairs.
Yep.
And I didn't advertise that Alice Cooper was going to be there.
Kind of kept it quiet.
Yeah, initially advertised he was going to be there, and then we had Michael and Neil, and we advertised, and you had to buy a book to be there. And he went on Bo and Jim, the classic rock radio station, in 2015 to promote it. And we did a good job of promoting. Just some people that should have known didn't know, and now they're kicking themselves. They missed out.
That's right. You look like a rock star, by the way.
He is.
Like, I know you wrote about rock stars, but you look like a rock star.
He's an amazing bass player.
He's the bass player of Alice.
He's the original bass player of Alice Cooper.
All right, somebody didn't do her homework.
How did I
Somebody
not
did
know
not
this?
do her homework.
Him
all right?
and Vince, Alice Cooper went to high school together. They were in track together.
Yeah. And my brother
Letterman.
was the drummer. Neil was the drummer.
Yep.
And I did all the costumes.
Oh my goodness. So of course you look like a rock star, because you are a rock star. He's like, I am a rock star, don't I?
He wrote about
He's
him.
like, no mistake, I am.
I don't really feel like a rock star, but I put these on and then everybody thinks I am.
It's the hair, actually.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
well,
totally
it's a
the
little
hair.
Windblown, but I
Yeah,
guess
we're
that's
slightly
kind of
windblown too.
Yeah, this weather's been up and down and all over the place.
Yesterday we were just went out walking and we got so windblown. I had my hood up and I had, but it was fun to walk around. But we really.
So it's actually windblown, not wild party.
Yeah.
But he'll take the compliment if that's a compliment.
It is a compliment. So I want to talk about the book, and I want to talk about the movie, and I want to talk about how they kind of like came together and happened. You first.
Okay, well, I wrote a book about the Alice Cooper Group, Snakes, Guillotines, Selective Charities, My Adventures in the Alice Cooper Group. And it was the catalyst for things to fall into place because I was doing book tours, and Chris, all of a sudden, I didn't know him at the time, but he's like, hey, I have a record store in Dallas. I'd like to host a book signing event.
Yeah.
And my publishers were like, we're doing bookstores and book festivals, not record stores. So they kind of held it off for a while, but it's a good thing because the timing worked out right for the original group to come back together for a reunion. And that's really, then he took it from there.
And you're a huge Alice Cooper fan. Huge. And that's kind of how you
my dad
involved.
and stepdad had Alice Cooper records in their collection. And there was 2 records I always would gravitate. And that Alice Cooper Goes to Hell and Alice Cooper Greatest Hits. After a while I got burned out on the cartoonishness of Goes to Hell, but Greatest Hits, of course every song was great. And then you go back and discover those albums, and it was just like a portal to something I was too young. My 2 favorite albums by Alice Cooper were Killer and Love It to Death, which came out in 1971 when I was born. So this was just a wish list, like a dream to like make it happen, and it happened to get to see those guys play together, and they played phenomenally. It was really amazing.
Did you realize that what you were doing was going to have the impact that it actually had?
No idea. I just did it selfishly for myself, and Dennis was such a sweetheart, and I liked his book, and I wanted people to, hey, check out his book.
Yeah.
But a day or 2 after, it kind of went viral. We did, at the time, Periscope had just came out, so we blasted it out live, and press in UK and Japan were talking about it, and I leaned to my friend Matt Rose and I said, "Holy shit! This is happening! People are tripping out." And so I was like, about a day or 2 later, I got excited. Like before we went to Oklahoma City to do another event, he did a book signing in Oklahoma City, and me and my friend Matt drove him and Cindy to the thing. But people flipped out because there's a lot of people like me out there that love this band. They're my Beatles, and so we all want to see those guys play together. And then ultimately, we released the recordings of the in-store, and they did a reunion in Nashville, and they did 5 14,000-seater UK tour of arenas, and they sold them out. And I was lucky enough to get a cheap flight. I knew a buddy who worked for American Airlines. He got me the customer discount, so the employee discount for $500. And I slept on a buddy's floor from Paris, France, and a guy from Canada. We all shared room costs, and so we did it on the cheap. But it's been a dream, It's just we're riding this thing out and just seeing what happens.
So how do you feel?
Just fell into place. It's like, so it's a book event, and then next thing you know, we've got the band members coming in. Next thing you know, Alice is available, and it had to be a surprise so that he wouldn't get trapped inside the store. But everything fell into place so well that we ended up with this kind of a movie just for his own sake, coming out so good that it turned into a movie. But that night, right when we were finished playing, we got a text from our daughter, and she said, "Dad, I don't know what you're up to, but the internet is buzzing."
Yeah, it spread like wildfire. It was really cool. And I had called Steven. I've known him for years, and I said, "Hey, get some buddies with cameras. Let's a day or 2 before." And he got some people with some 4K cameras, some HD cameras, and some GoPros, and we had 10 cameras, and they had time to kill before the band played and did the Q&A and the book signing. So they interviewed people in the parking lot, and got one camera guy brought a drone, so it was a cool shot. And then I met an animator that comes into Good Records, and I said, "Hey, can you do some animation for the film?" So it's all been a no money
affair. Kind of like a labor of love, just
without a doubt.
All of these things falling into place.
Well, that's the whole thing, and these guys enjoyed themselves so much. You see them smiling ear to ear, playing together because they're still friends, and it's about a guy's passion just to I'm going to do this, and I just put my mind to it, and that's kind of what I want people to take away from it. That these guys are an amazing band, and that you can, from a fan's perspective, you can, if you're genuine and not a nut job, not a total nut job, you can make some stuff happen.
It takes a little bit of being
not a total stalker, just a half stalker.
Just a half stalker here.
So it's hard work, and all of the cameras, and captures the fact that it was a spontaneous event. But it's almost like it came out better than if we had a big budget and had a lot of planning.
There's no way this movie could have been made.
Editing and everything makes it. It's actually for the people that are kicking themselves for not being there. This is actually better.
It's
than
for
the
you,
people that
yeah.
are in the store with people in front.
Oh
of
yeah,
them doing
it's
this.
you get the best shots. He did a 15-minute prep job with the camera guys. You shoot this guy, you shoot this side of the stage, you shoot this, you zoom in the guitars, you zoom in the bass. And they did it, thank God, because I was worried everybody would just be filming Alice. But no, everybody gets equal screen time, and there's great shots from the cameras.
Now, how did you feel seeing everybody up on stage again?
Well, I've seen them like a few times. I mean, we're always in touch and so on. But my heart always sings when that happens because it's the chemistry between them is amazing and always will be. Alice's wife even said at the premiere in Phoenix, they did a Q&A afterwards, and her first takeaway was they all still have that same sense of humor. They got up there and they all just were right in the
right to it.
But so it's just even when every time I watch the movie, I just get so excited and so happy, and it's a really cool thing that you guys do.
Yeah, and for you, like, how long had it been since you all played together and were together in one place?
We played together when we were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2011. That was at the Grand Ballroom at the Waldorf Astoria, so that was a biggie. And then we did a few things after that, but this actually was, I don't know, there was something extra about it because instead of it being in front of it wasn't an official gig.
Yeah.
It was like we were back in high school.
We're just having fun.
Just having fun. No props
that's incredible.
or anything. And that's the difference. It captures how much fun the band was having. It captures also no rehearsals or anything. It sounds very tough.
It's kind of like the essence of who you guys are.
Yeah, they just clicked right in.
That's incredible.
Go ahead. One of my favorite parts is when Alice is singing and they're all playing, and Dennis body checks Alice, which he always used to do. It was really cool.
So for fans out there who weren't able to come see it, like, you can come see, live at the AstroTurf here at Div, but are there any other ways for people to be able to access that? Because you guys have a global fan base. I mean, and we were just talking about it earlier, there are generations that love what you do, even young generations now. It's like kind of like your music has transcended time and
my 10-year-old's a fan, and I told him point blank, I said, you don't have to like Alice Cooper, but he'll walk up to me and goes, I got a baby's brain and an old man's heart. I'm like, what's my 10-year-old doing, like, singing this?
You're not even 18 yet. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's just...
That's kind of the magic of your music, and so...
Well, there's people,
great songs.
People attended the bookstore event had come from Canada, New York City, France.
That's magical.
And there's a guy outside we just met from Dubai.
Who came in to see the film?
Well,
he says he lives in Dubai, but he also has a location here. But he said he definitely came.
That's cool.
Yeah, the response has been amazing. To answer your question about where is it going after this, we have more festivals that we're going to be announcing. Of course, we have to wait till they announce.
Yeah.
So there's more coming up there. And then we're going to do this over the course of the year. And then hopefully we'll have something to announce for video, Blu-ray.
It'll be on Netflix and iTunes. We're going to make it happen.
Yeah.
We've already come this far.
We're
We have to go all the
deciding that
way.
right here. So the global audiences can access
Netflix,
it.
if you're listening, we'll give you the number.
We won Best Short Documentary in Phoenix Film Festival, and we were just in the free Detroit Film Festival,
which is invitation only. So that was a thrill.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I can't wait for audiences here to see it and experience it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having us.
This has been so cool.
After the movie, we'll come back and drink the free beer.
Oh, you can drink it right now.
We're going to remain sober now.
Oh, you're gonna wait? I already started.
That's okay.
Okay, good.
After that, mine almost there. But I got a little depressed after the last movie that we watched. So
what did you watch?
It was.
This World Won't Break.
Oh yeah.
But
you seen that yet?
Oh,
I've seen some of it. I haven't seen the full thing yet, but.
I was so depressed.
Yeah, I was crying at the end of it. It was at my skating.
But the power of movies, right?
Oh yeah.
The power of movies.
Power of movies
right
and
there with
music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it feel.
He's got a film too, Cold Cold Coffin.
Cold Cold Coffin. Tell us about it.
It's a 5-minute film. It's starring Alice's daughter, Calico, who's a dancer like her mother, and myself, and a castle, and a glass coffin. That's all I can say.
It hasn't premiered yet.
When is it going to premiere?
It's going to be in some film festivals soon. You're going to see
working on it.
Oh, okay.
But it's great.
Okay.
He's shared it with me. It's great.
I can't wait to see it. Are you guys going to stay and watch the Dallas Cooper
Oh
Band?
yeah.
We're here to party.
I have to ask.
I'm going to have my clipboard.
Yeah. I have to ask because they told me, they were like, you know, we've got all the props. We've made sure that
I
we've
saw
got
some Barbie dolls up there, so come on, that's not authentic.
Okay, so I didn't want to go there, but I did want to go there.
Okay, yeah.
And the guillotine's missing. They're saying the guillotine, they actually have one, but they couldn't bring it. But like when you see bands like that going up and playing, do you literally bring out the clipboard like, oh, there's a Barbie doll heads, and like there's this or that, or is it just fun?
Any music I hear, I go to work, you know, analyzing and everything, but it's such so flattering that almost every time we go to, there's an Alice Cooper tribute band. It's it's flattering. You can only take it as a compliment.
God, that has to be cool.
What do you mean? It's all about their music. They have such great songs.
Yeah.
Other people want to play them and
Have you
embrace
met
it.
them yet? Have you met them yet?
I met some of them.
Some of
I
them?
met the drummer.
Well, they're looking at you. I feel like they want to meet you.
Yeah,
I've noticed that.
Does he have Manic Panic in his goatee?
Yes, Manic does. He better have Manic Panic in his
Well, ask him.
goatee.
If not,
He's going to be in trouble if he doesn't.
But I've noticed there's some eyeing going on. I feel like you've got some fans waiting to meet you. So I don't want to keep you any longer.
All right.
Because I want you to be able to meet them. Thank you guys so much. This is cool.
We're gonna go walk the pink AstroTurf out there.
Yes. Oh, wait, there's pink AstroTurf.
Yeah, they brought pink AstroTurf for us.
What? Thank you. I haven't seen this yet. Great meeting you. Thank you so much. It was good meeting you. We talked to them earlier, but I was saying they were looking, and I feel like they want to meet. Oh, tell them to come on over. Well, that was cool. It was really cool. I was not anticipating that. Jump shot. Come on in, guys. Come on.
Where should we go? Right here?
Anywhere you want to. I'm Danielle.
Danielle, I'm Jacob.
Jacob, so nice to meet you. Come on in. You can go on either side. You can go on both sides. Hello, hello. Loving the necklace.
Thank you.
Love it. I'm
Susanna
Danielle. Susanna Day. I'm going to remember that because I love the crystals on there. It's beautiful. Danielle.
I'm Ty.
Ty, nice to meet you. Mary Beth, so nice to meet you. We are live with our audiences on Facebook as well as our website. These are the filmmakers behind Jump Shot. The film that we were talking about earlier. So I was mentioning that a lot of people don't know where the actual origin of the jump shot came from,
This is
right?
true.
And it's so surprising when you actually find out what it was.
Yes.
Which all of you have helped us with. It's like a re-education.
Yeah, an unearthing of some basketball history here for everybody.
Yeah, so are all of you basketball fans?
Yes.
Is that how this started?
We all grew up as basketball fans. Some took the game of basketball further in our lives. Ty played collegiately and professionally in Europe. You played through high school, and I quit in 8th grade. So.
You know what? I tried out for like the team in 7th grade, and they were like, "You're never gonna play." I was like, "Got it."
Yeah.
Cool. So when you started digging, first of all, where did the inspiration for this film come from? Like, why did you decide to unearth the origin of the jump shot?
Yeah, so we first heard about Kenny Saylor's story. It was really a small, 2-minute audio interview that I heard online, and it was about him jumping over his older, taller brother on their farm, and then a story about him being benched when he was in the NBA because he wasn't allowed to shoot his jump shot at the time. And I was like, this is a really fascinating story. One, like everybody else, somebody actually invented the jump shot. This is crazy. I didn't know the game existed prior to that. But then at the same time, as we started to dig a little bit deeper and do some more research on who Kenny was as the man, it was like, wow, this guy is awesome.
Yeah.
And I feel like he would be an amazingly rich character to get to feature in a documentary film.
Wow. So as you're shooting this, because I've heard he kind of lives remotely, somewhat.
Laramie, Wyoming. Wyoming, it's up there, least populated state.
Yeah. And he kind of shied away from the game of basketball after he retired. So was he really open to the idea of making a movie about this, or did you have to do a little convincing?
It did not take a whole lot of convincing.
Really?
From Kenny's perspective, he loves his University of Wyoming, where he played basketball and won a national championship. And he was like, if this helps promote the University of Wyoming, like he's like such a team player. It's unbelievable. And so he was like, I'd be happy to sit down with you guys. And if you feel like you can do something good with it, let's go.
Now, there are also some NBA players who are featured, including our own Dirk in Dallas.
We love Dirk. We love Dirk.
Yeah, so my boyfriend and his son went to the final game, and they were like, it was emotional.
Yes.
It
I
was
cried
like...
on the plane watching the highlights the next day.
Like, it was the emotion in the arena with thousands and thousands of people. It was just like gut-wrenching of this is the goodbye here in Dallas. So how did you get all of those NBA players involved? Because scheduling alone, how did you do that?
It was a full team effort to make that happen. So from every which
a lot
direction.
of amazing little miracles along the way, I would say, for sure.
Yeah, you get like one like little like hint that maybe something might happen, you pursue that, and it unfolds to where you meet the next person, then it's like, okay, like we're getting ready to sit down with Dirk or KD or Steph. And it's quite an amazing thing that not only do we have like one of those players, but all three.
Right.
And they love Kenny.
Steph Curry is a producer, right? Or an executive producer.
That is correct.
How did you guys land that?
Yeah, well, Mary Beth was able to get connected to somebody that was acquainted with Steph. And watched the film and was inspired by Kenny in the film and was like, you know what, I think this is something that Steph might be interested in seeing. Let me see what I can do to arrange that. And so Steph watched the film and loved Kenny and loved the idea of being in the film. And then once we got to finally like sit down, meet him in person, which Mary Beth was, made that connection happen. Long story, but when we finally were like, hey, it'd be great for you to be a part of this. And he's like, absolutely. We're like, well, could we do an interview? And they're like, yeah, of course. But like, is there a way that we can be more involved? Which we would never expect for them to up the ante. In that perspective.
It's like a filmmaker's dream.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a pinch me moment. Still have those. Like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
But it's amazing to get to share Kenny's legacy with these guys, and we were able to. It took us a while to kind of dial this in, but how do you connect with this old footage that's like black and white 70 years ago? How do you get these players today to be able to connect with what Kenny was doing? Kenny, we were able to put together a simple like a 60-second video to get to share with these guys and capture like the raw reactions that they had while watching Kenny play and how much of
were they geeking out? Like,
oh yeah,
literally.
God, you see it in the film. Like they were. I mean, when we shared the film with KD, he actually like turned us like, can I pause this and rewind it real quick? He like rewound the video. He's like, that's what I'm trying to work on today.
Wow.
And so, I mean, it really adds a whole nother element to the film to see these guys who we all know, love, and appreciate, to see them get like, wow, like that's awesome. What he's doing. So.
Oh my goodness. So, when is I know your film's playing tonight.
Tonight.
Is it playing again?
7:15. It's playing again Thursday at 4:15. Is that correct?
Yes.
4:15.
Yes, it is. Right here. So tonight, and then on Thursday, if you don't get the chance to see it, if you're a basketball lover, sports lover,
come out.
I mean, I feel like it's a film that even if you just like to know the origin story of something, it's kind of a history lesson.
Yeah.
You want to see it with an audience. And what a better place to do it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And you don't have to be a sports or basketball fan to enjoy the film, because you will fall in love with Kenny and he takes us on a wild ride.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. I actually am really excited about this film. It's one that I cannot wait to see.
Awesome.
And I know my boyfriend and his son are really excited about it too. They're big basketball people. I have to admit, I'm not as big of a basketball fan.
It's okay.
But
you'll still like it.
It sounds fascinating. And like the whole idea of discovering an origin years after it's kind of almost been lost.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. This seems great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys
so much. We're so excited
thank
to
you
be
for
here.
being here. Danielle.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
It's great meeting you, Danielle.
Great
Thank
meeting you. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Enjoy the film. We'll see you inside.
Yeah, I'll see you guys.
Awesome.
Oh, they're good. Okay.
Hi.
Norm Hitchkiss, he went to the restroom.
Okay.
This is his wife, Mary.
Hi, come on in. Come on in. I was admiring your beautiful dress.
Isn't it pretty?
Yes, come on in. So Norm is he's gonna join us in a second. He's from the ticket. We were just talking about Jump Shot, so I mean I wish those guys were actually still over here so we could all talk about it together.
I didn't want to just
No, you guys should have come on in.
Oh yeah, he would have loved
That would have been great. Is there any way we could get those guys back?
Let me see.
That would be awesome. That would be a really fun conversation.
That would be amazing. I don't know if I could, really participate in that a lot, but
You can sit by me.
Good job. Yeah,
we'll just let them go back and forth. So we're actually live on our Facebook page as well as our website right now.
Okay, cool.
So our audiences are watching. We're talking
Hi,
about
everybody.
Yeah, hi everyone. We're trying to get the crew that was just here for Jump Shot. We're trying to get them back. We're trying to get them back because I just realized I was like cut off on the camera. We're trying to get them back because Norm is on the ticket and he talks about sports. Correct me if I'm wrong, baseball is his favorite.
It is his favorite.
It's his absolute favorite.
He's got such a passion for it.
Yeah, we're here. I mean, Jump Shot's about basketball, but he loves basketball too, right?
Oh, he loves any
all
sport.
sports.
He loves
right?
them all. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're trying to see if we can get the filmmakers back to talk to Norm while he's here. He's going to be joining us shortly. Oh, they disappeared? Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I see them. They're right there. Yeah, they're right there in the middle taking a picture with somebody. It's a girl with the black top and the necklace. We're gonna get him.
We're gonna get him.
I'm gonna make it happen. I'm literally looking out the window pointing at them like I see them. We're gonna go get them. There she goes. There she goes.
She's doing a great job.
She's got him.
She's got him. She's amazing.
We're gonna make it happen, guys.
Oh yeah.
Just really casually glancing out the window.
Right. She's definitely working it.
Yeah, we've had some really interesting groups come through because our programming is so diverse. So we had the Dallas Cooper Band, which is the Alice Cooper cover band.
Oh, these are these guys that are walking around.
These guys walking around, yes.
They look amazing.
Amazing.
They do.
Then we had one of the members of the Alice Cooper Band here for Live at the AstroTurf, as well as the filmmakers. So that was awesome. But then we also had short filmmakers that did a film about, they did a musical, a Western musical short film about here in Texas. And
Oh
so
my gosh, I've got to see that one.
Yes, it's been so eclectic and it's been such a great diverse group of filmmakers and musicians and artists. So it's been really fun today.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. And
Hello.
Here comes the legend.
How are
right here.
you?
Hi,
I'm digging the cave. I'm Danielle.
Hi.
Come on, sit down.
So we're completely live. You should probably sit by Danielle. Yes?
Oh no, we're good. We're good here. No. Were we able to get him back?
She said she was going to bring Jake back.
Okay.
So,
So we were working on so we just had the filmmakers who did Jump Shot.
Okay.
We just had him here. We're trying to get him back because we thought that would be a really fun conversation, especially given your love of sports and your career, talking about the origin of the jump shot. I know baseball is your favorite, but I mean, you're a sports guy through and through, right?
Well, the odd thing is, we were sent this film about, 4 weeks ago, and we've not seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No, because we were just about to leave for 18 days in Africa. We're just back from Africa.
Oh, you guys went to Africa?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was amazing. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, we have just now been back a week.
Yeah.
So.
Did you guys go on a safari?
We did.
Oh, that's one of my dream bucket list vacations.
Oh, you've got to go. And if you go, we know just the person you need to call.
Okay, well I'm gonna get that name from you because
Okay.
that is a dream vacation of mine.
Yeah.
One point
you would love it.
At one point we went 10 days without seeing blacktop.
How wonderful was that?
Right. I mean, the planes landed on dirt, the cars drove on dirt, everything was dirt or water.
Oh my
it was
goodness.
Great. It was great.
It was great.
Yeah. And Mary, who's a photographer, got some just wonderful shots. She's a professional photographer.
Do you do photography? What kind of photography?
I do I do general, I do wildlife, I do some portraits, I do landscape, so, but that was like shooting the wildlife, I fell completely in love with that.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
That's one of those places that everybody needs to go see it because it's so endangered right now.
Yes.
And, like, go see it before it's gone.
And it's
Which
just,
I hope it's never
I
gone.
hope it
but
never is gone. I think we have some good people on our side that are doing a lot to preserve it. But it is like, it's just amazing that you're right next to these amazing elephants and lions, and it's a little surreal.
I can't even imagine.
And right next to them, literally. I mean,
just
we
out in the
parked
wild.
about 15 feet from a pair of cheetah just lying in the grass. They
Yeah.
just sat there for about 40 minutes. In fact, we left them. Literally, we left them because there was a report of a leopard, and we left to go try to find a leopard, and we took a turn to get back on the main road, and there were 3 lions stretched out across the road just relaxing. The
You
guy
just
said,
had to sit there and wait?
We're not going to take this road. So we backtracked. It was great.
That sounds incredible. So you guys weren't able to watch the film because you were on this incredible, amazing vacation.
Yes.
So are you going to see it tonight?
Oh yeah.
You're going to stay for it?
Oh yeah.
Now, what did you know about the origin of the jump shot?
You know, I thought when I just heard the first sentence about this, it was going to be about Hank Lassetti, a fellow who developed such I quite honestly, even loving sports and loving basketball, I didn't know who Kenny Sailors was.
Wow.
And what's great about this is that here's a name that shouldn't have gotten lost in basketball history, but had. And that's, it's especially wonderful that so many big names in the sport would sit down and contribute to making a documentary and bring his name in.
Yeah. And Steph Curry actually went a step further and asked how he could get involved even more. So we were just talking about how he's executive producing the film as well, just to try to get it out there more.
Barry and I are figuring 20 years from now, we'll be here premiering the documentary called Fade Away about Dirk.
Were you at the game the other night?
Oh, we weren't.
No, we weren't.
We weren't.
Watched
We had
it.
just gotten back.
Yeah.
In fact,
we were glued to the TV.
Oh.
Yeah.
And our trip extended so long, we even missed the national championship college basketball game.
Yes.
Crazy, but
Which I don't think you've ever missed one of those.
no.
Right?
I missed one of those. I don't know if I've ever missed
I don't think you've ever missed one.
Wow.
but it was
Africa was worth it though?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you're like, well, we missed it, but we are in Africa.
Yeah. So why do you think that sports fans and just non-sports fans, people who just don't engage with basketball that much, why do you think that they should see a film like Jump Shot and learn about the origin of something that had such an impact on, I mean, something that's become a huge American sport for us? It's kind of part of our culture now.
I mean, I think we talk a lot about America right now and what's happening. And we seem to have a little less appreciation every day for history and the way things developed in the country. We seem to be losing that touch of people who truly care about things like that. And I think it's important in all sports. There are loads of figures in sports who are important to the formation of sports that are getting lost or have gotten lost. And it's nice that this one now is not lost at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, very important. And I like sports. I'm not like a huge sports fan, but I'm really excited to see this because just like you were talking about the history of it and just like one person's life and how they developed that. So even as not watching it from a sports person, I'm very excited to watch it.
Absolutely. Is there one origin story in any sport that you would love to see unearthed?
The NFL draft is coming up. And there is a history of the draft that's fascinating. Now we think of the draft and it's important. It's televised.
It's a big event.
Huge event. Back in 1936 when it started, 9 teams met in a hotel. Each took 9 players. And the reason they had a draft was not competition from another league or dispersal of talent. They were having such terrible competition with other businesses.
Really?
Yes. The first player taken in the first draft was a brilliant back named Jay Berwanger from Yale. The Eagles took him with the first pick in the first draft ever at the Ritz-Carlton in Philadelphia. He promptly told Philadelphia, I don't have any intention of playing pro football. What are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I've got this wonderful offer from a rubber company. And he never played.
A rubber company?
Philadelphia took 9 players in that draft. None of them signed to play pro football. They drafted 9 players, and all 9 said, well, thanks, I'll get back to you on this.
No! Really?
Yes. It's crazy, the deep history of the draft. And there was one year, people didn't have the internet, they didn't have information.
Yeah.
One year, the Redskins, in the first round, the first pick, drafted a running back out of UCLA named Cal Rossi, okay? Really good runner. Well, they used their first pick on him, and then they were promptly told, by the way, he wasn't eligible for the draft, he's just a junior. So, they lose their first pick. Well, the next year, they used their first pick again on Cal Rossi. At which point Cal Rossi tells them, I don't want to play pro football. So they used their #1 pick 2 years in a row. And he never played football.
This sounds like the best comedy documentary we've never seen.
I know, it's crazy.
Who's going to make this movie?
It's the deep history of it is so
that is amazing.
Nutty. We think of the NFL as this big, multi-billion-dollar machine now, and the draft is the lifeblood of all these teams.
And
it's crazy, the background.
That's great. I didn't
Can you
know these
imagine?
stories. That's wonderful.
There's another
Going to a
story.
rubber factory instead of playing pro football.
Yes.
Amazing.
Right.
And back then, teams just drafted players.
Yeah.
And Philadelphia, this is the late 40s, took a guy named Norm Michaels out of Syracuse.
Yeah.
In the, I think, 17th round, some way deep in the draft. Well, they never called him. They took his rights, they never called him. Well, you know what? Nobody ever told Norm Michaels he'd been drafted.
Oh my God.
I swear to God, like
Great
50
stuff.
or 60 years later, Norm Michaels, still alive, is reading the paper and he's looking at the deep history of the Philadelphia draft choices, and he spots his name. He never knew for like 50 years he'd been drafted in the NFL.
But why has no one made this movie?
I don't know.
It's crazy. It could be a great movie.
This would be an amazing movie. Okay, I'm finding somebody. I'm calling somebody. We are making this movie.
We're making this movie.
We're making it. I don't know how we're gonna do it.
We have
but
somebody that knows the history here.
We're gonna
Let's
call
do
you.
it.
You're gonna help. You're gonna help lay it all out.
That is so funny.
We're doing this.
I didn't know this stuff. That's funny.
That is incredible.
Funny stuff.
People would love to hear that history.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, we've got Long Shot tonight, where you get to see the history of the jump shot. We're gonna make this movie at some point.
Yes.
Come hell or high water, we're making this movie.
We're making this movie. We will be on the red carpet later with this movie.
Yes.
And we'll all be back being interviewed by someone else.
Yes.
Yes, there you go.
It all
Can't wait.
started right
I
here.
see the future. I see it. It's so clear. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you so much.
Seriously, this was so much fun.
It was so fun.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the movie tonight.
Oh my gosh. It's going to be fantastic.
It was so nice to meet you.
And you.
So nice to
Be
meet
well.
you. Thank you. You too. It was very nice. Nice to meet you. Okay. we've got more guys. I just ducked down because last time they told me I was cut in half. We've got our last round of guys from the Pursuit. Hi, Danielle.
Great to meet you, Danielle.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Danielle. Arthur Brooks.
Hi, Arthur. Nice to meet you.
Nice
Come
to
on.
meet you, too.
Come hang out. We've got beer if you want to drink. We've got some water.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you guys have a film called The Pursuit.
Right.
We're live right now, so if you could tell our audiences a little bit about your film, that'd be awesome.
Jump a pole, the movie maker.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the film is about this gentleman here, Arthur Brooks, who is an intrepid economist, which is a unique to Arthur moniker because he's the only economist I know that travels around the world and doesn't bore anyone, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And so the film is about how do we lift people up, how do people lift themselves up, and what are the systems and what are the ways to think that can unlock our potential, and I think it's also about how can we talk about big ideas and be civil with each other, which is something that I think is really important and it's getting lost.
I would agree.
That's what the movie's about.
Yeah. So whenever you go around and you talk to people and you teach them how to lift themselves up, where do you start?
Yeah, well, part of it is, if you say, I'm going to talk about economics, everybody like turns it off.
Oh yeah, everybody's like, numbers.
So
I'm out.
Yeah, totally. But beyond that, when you say, look, we have huge arguments with each other in the United States and around the world, where we can't listen to each other, we hate each other, the other side is really stupid and evil. Clearly, we're not
Everything's
persuading
very
each other.
sensitive.
Yeah, and everybody's afraid. So we're doing something wrong. We're not actually persuading anybody. We're not making any progress. And this is kind of where the film starts. So what are we going to do? We have to solve that. Why? Because not because we need to talk to each other more, but because there are people who are falling behind. There are poor people in the world. There are people who need jobs. There are people who need to support their families. And when we don't make progress in talking to each other,
those people suffer.
Those people suffer. Like our argument is just like stupid entertainment for us. We can't actually give a gift to the world of lifting people up.
Yeah.
We need the next 2 billion people out of poverty.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I'm also on the board for EarthX, which is a film festival around conservation films.
Right.
And one of the discussions, I'm really passionate about ocean conservation because I'm a diver.
Right.
And I've seen the direct impact of a lot of things that have taken place around the world on the ecosystems in the ocean. And I was having this conversation after a screening that surrounded kind of pollution and plastic pollution in the ocean. And I was like, how have we not come up with a solution? And the answer was, well, we kind of have a couple of solutions, but the politics of it is preventing us from actually doing anything about those solutions.
Right.
So when you come in and say, hey, it's not that we have to talk, but we've got to figure out a solution here. How do you actually figure out that solution? How do you get people to work together in the pursuit of solving some of these problems?
You start by listening to each other. You start by asking people about their deep values. So this is really what we do in the film.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things I'm really personally enthusiastic about is how the free enterprise system has lifted people up out of poverty. And how do you get people to listen to something like that when they're hearing all this propaganda for and against capitalism?
Yeah.
I mean, like everybody's making a buck. Everybody's trying to fire us up and get us to hate each other. And meanwhile, we got one system in the history of the world that pulls people out of poverty by the billions. And so we start by listening to each other about our common moral value. What do you want? I want to help poor people. What do you want? I want to help poor people. Huh? How about that? Since we both want to help poor people, let's actually try to do something instead of fighting with each other on cable TV as if, well, you're a Nazi, well, you're a Stalinist. Well, that's just not helpful.
Right.
And the people who are suffering the most are the people we really want to help.
So how did you connect? How did you decide, or why did you decide that this needed to be brought to the big screen?
Well, I have long been a fan of Arthur Brooks. I first started getting into all these economic ideas with the Great Recession, 10 years ago. I was a creative director at Spike TV in New York City and really wasn't thinking that much about this stuff.
By the way, I used to love your James Bond marathons and Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
That's where I was every year.
Yes. We had James Bond, we had Star Trek, we had all manner of nonsense for guys. It was awesome.
Or women like me.
But right, exactly. We were the first network for men, but we were actually like 48% female. So how about that? But on the way to trying to understand the way the world works, I came across Arthur's writing and his work and his TED Talks and this incredible stuff, and I just became a fan. And But it was Arthur that actually reached out to me because I had made rap videos about the boom and bust cycle and macroeconomics following the financial crisis, and they went kind of mini viral. They didn't go Miley Cyrus viral. They went make cat video viral.
Yeah, but who goes Miley Cyrus viral?
Right, not even Miley Cyrus
Not even
anymore.
Miley Cyrus anymore.
I know, like even saying
takes a
Miley
lot.
Cyrus like dates me. Like so that's that was like 4 years ago. Yeah, so Arthur reached out and said, look, we're reaching out to filmmakers that have a passion for economics and trying to do this thing, and we started to have a conversation, and it turned into this collaboration.
Now, a question for both of you. You reached out to filmmakers specifically, and you've used film as a platform to share whatever stories that it is you're passionate about. What is it about film that it provides such a unique platform for global audiences to really engage with storytelling, messaging? What is it about that?
Film tells stories better than any other medium. And because it engages you in all your senses. Well, you can't touch it exactly, although who knows, maybe that's around the corner.
You can touch the TV.
You can
I don't
touch
know.
the TV, but it's not satisfying. But the truth is that people want to be engaged in stories about real people. That's what actually our brain chemistry craves. There's a neurotransmitter, there's a hormone called oxytocin, which is the neurotransmitter of love. It's the love molecule.
And chocolate.
And when you look at somebody in the eyes and you hear a story of somebody else's life, your brain produces oxytocin. It's intensely satisfying. It's actually the same sensation people get when they take heroin. That's why, people, you find when you use this intranasally, this neurotransmitter, you can get people to stop using heroin. It's the most amazing thing. It's love, and films can make you feel love. Books can't do it as well. Textbooks can't do it at all. and since I want
spreadsheets, they actually go in the opposite direction.
So I want people to feel more love for each other. And with the ideas that we have, where we can actually look, you can feel more love, you can lift people up.
Yeah.
We had to make a film. I don't know how to do it, so I went to the best filmmaker, and he made the film.
You should just
He's
bow
too
now.
kind.
Thank you. Thank you.
Movies are powerful, and they're also dangerous when it comes to complex ideas. And they're powerful because we're really hardwired to explain a narrative, to understand story. I mean, it's like, what did we do before we had society? We ate, we had sex, we tried to find shelter, and when we did, we painted stories on the wall. It's like, it's fundamental to what we are as a creature, right?
Yeah.
And so we are narrative creatures. We tell each other stories.
Yeah.
But when you have complex subjects, the challenge is sometimes you have to draw a line. The clock is ticking. It's going in time, and the story. The truth of the story is a lot more like a tree that splinters into different branches. And so the challenge we had with the film, and the challenge that every film that tackles complex subjects has, is to try to be honest, try to open the door to the other branches that you're not going to go down, but say, hey, there's another branch out here. We're going this way, but there's more to discover. And that was a big part of what we were trying to do, because this movie tackles a lot of big topics, and there is no one right answer to them. So I think that's the power and the peril of film.
Wow. So the film that you brought, The Pursuit, to DIF, what is the one takeaway that you hope audiences have after watching it?
You can disagree with someone else almost violently, and yet treat them with respect.
Yes.
And that's what Arthur
Can we
does.
frame this?
He does this every day. He does it throughout the film. He's a hardcore free market capitalist, and he's walking through the streets of Barcelona in a Marxist, M15 rally, and treating these people with dignity and listening to them and speaking in Spanish and in Catalan, and it's possible. We can do this. It's actually the fundamental thing of being a human. It's empathy, and that to me that's the fundamental message of the movie.
Empathy.
If everybody watching us has ideas, they have political views, they have philosophy, they have ideology. It doesn't mean anything unless you're using your philosophy to lift other people up. Unless your ideology is in service of the people who have less power than you, your ideology is no good. So when I'm talking about free market capitalism, it's in service of people who have less power than me. And people who disagree with me, good for them. But make sure you're using your philosophy in service of others as well.
I want to frame everything that was just said and push it out to the masses, because I believe in I believe in all of this so much. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. This has been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Right on.
You guys have been so much fun. You know what I have to say about both of you?
Yeah.
Like, you have been such a joy to interview because you both like look at whoever's talking and give them the utmost like focus and attention, and it's really refreshing.
Is that weird?
No, it's not weird. It's just so refreshing because you actually like look and focus and talk, and it's very refreshing. So I have to say thank you.
Thank you. Nice job.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it?
I am. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all going live, right?
It's all going live, so it'll be on our website as well as our Facebook pages, so
Great.
everybody can watch it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great job.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks a lot.
All right, see you
Have
later.
a good time tonight.
Yeah, you bet. You too.
Thank you.
Yeah, try not to crash in your legs.
All right, guys, I think that is it for this evening. We are wrapped for day 6 of the Dallas International Film Festival live here. We're in the Filmmakers Lounge. The party's starting to pick up outside because the Dallas Cooper Band is about to go on. If you are a music fan or if you just like to kick back and have a great time, we are going to be here all evening. We're going to have bands performing on the stage that you see behind me. I see a lot of beers, a lot of green beards, a lot of heavy metal and costumes right behind me. So please come by, check out the incredible films that all of the filmmakers that stopped by talked to us about today. We're going to be going straight through the week, finishing up this festival with a big bang. It's going to be great. So make sure you go to DallasIF.org to check out our programming as well as to get tickets. And then come by, enjoy the party, have a great time, and just see films differently. I'm Danielle. Thank you again for joining us tonight. I will see you next time. Good night, guys.